Welcome to episode 40. So I went ahead and hooked up the rest of the drones. This one last time we already had running with the heavy modular frames. I've got over here computers. It's still filling up. I've got crystal oscillators. I've got rubber and I've got motors. And I think those are the only things I need to drone over to the aluminum foundry. I think. So yeah, just wanted to show this, and now I'm going to jump over to the aluminum foundry and show you guys that. So back over here at the aluminum foundry, we already had this set up last time, right? Making the fused modular frames and just going into that. So I just got this set up. It's making the radio control units. So we need the aluminum casings, which are just right behind me because that was going into the other machine. I need computers and crystal oscillators, which we're going to get from drones from the roof. So I got those poking through, and somewhere I've got a hole up here. So in last episode when I built the drone at the medium factory because I was like, oh, it'll sit over there where the fuel is. But it's sitting here waiting to unload. So I guess no matter what, the drones are going to sit here. So I guess I'll build the drones over here? No, I should do it. I just didn't want to go back over there. No, I should go back over there. All right, I had to go back to the aluminum foundry and rename. I never named anything, so we'll drop you there. We'll drop you there. I haven't got the other two yet. So they should be, he just filled up with fuel. He's filling up with computers. You should be filling up. You are. Okay, let me run back to the train and try to get over there and see what happens. I'm guessing they're probably going to beat me. Oh, I didn't start the camera, but they just flew off. Yeah, both of them are over there. I'll probably be able to zoom in the editing software and catch that, but they definitely beat me. I figured they would. It's like they both just unloaded and they're taking off. Yeah, I really don't like how they fly. I mean, I guess they're programmed to go a certain height off the ground, but if this is, at whatever the height here is, this is at, 250 meters and that's at 300 meters, then just don't drop below 250, right? Like, why fly down to fly back up? I don't know. I don't like the way it looks visually. So we should have crystal oscillators, computers. I literally put this thing here and lined it up. The only reason this machine is here is to line up with that port, and you're telling me that that's right. That's fine. I don't really want to have... This is all temporary. Listen, this is where I start making excuses. This is all temporary, okay? Once we have the large factory, I'll come back and tear all this stuff down. I'm trying to keep the conveyor runs, short on the roof because it just doesn't look good, but whatever. So that should get that going, and we're making some radio control units. Then the next thing I need to make is going to be this. So we're going to need heat sinks, which we're already making right over there. And rubber, which we've got a drone for, but not on this side. Water, I got to pipe up from upstairs, and then the nitrogen's back there. So how are we going to get the water up here? That's kind of a pain. I don't want to put this on the first floor, though. That would have made more sense, but yeah. I guess I'm just going to do it there. I could do it. Doesn't really matter where I do it, I guess. All right, let me figure the water out. Did I mention how this is all laid out perfectly and symmetrically because I knew exactly how many water extractors I needed, and now I need one more to do a completely different process? I guess I don't know if I can fit one in here. I might be able to. Nope, not deep enough. It'll definitely fit on this side, but I'd rather have the pipe on this side. I guess we'll do the pipe on this side and do it there. Kind of bothers me, but again, it's temporary, right? It's temporary. It's okay. It's fine. So I only need 30 water a minute. And I've got this here, and I know the water extractor can definitely get up close to the ceiling. So the water extractor can easily reach this pump. This pump should, 47. That one should be fine for the next pump, which is just above the floor here. And then this one should be fine because this one was sitting at 49, 50. So That one should be good. So let me run up to the top because I'm trying to get a water tank up there just because it's so far. I want a little buffer tank. And it was putting water in the buffer tank, but it wasn't filling it high enough. Yeah, that's looking way better. So that I'm happy with. All right, so we got that there. I ran the nitrogen over. From there, the heat sinks are coming from there. I just ran them under the floor and then popped it back up. And now I need to get a drone port on the roof to get the rubber. Oh, I already did that. Haha, I just need to go up there. So there's the original 3. So I just put this one in. This will be for the rubber. And we also need the rubber with the motors for the other one. So I just kind of spun this one here, and this one will be for the motors, and they're both hooked up to power. So when I come down here, autosave. Turn me all around. So that will come down and feed that, but we're also going to need to send it that way, which is already crowded. So that made a lot of sense. But I need this. I need the output of that. I need these radio control units, and I need these cooling systems, and I need the rubber, and I'll have to bring in the motor. So I was kind of thinking over here. It just couldn't quite, where's it even at? Oh, right there, right on top of a light. Always right on top of a light. Yeah, that's pretty much the worst possible place it could be. It really needs to be much farther over. Yeah, so we're not going to do that. Let's go much farther over. Do that. Let's send the power up. So this should be the motors. That one should be the motors. All right, let me fix that. All right, I had to move the motor one like 3 more times. So I just went ahead and like built the rest of it. So all of it's going into here except for rubber. Rubber's going to come down and it's going to split. We've already got our nitrogen, water, and heat sinks. So the rubber will go in. We'll start making cooling systems. Cooling systems will go in and then eventually make their way over to there. The rubber will split and also make its way over to there. The motors will come from the drone port there and go in. And then the radio control units will eventually go in. And that will make the turbo motors. And then, yeah, those are going into that. So I just need to go back to the main base and put 2 drones there and configure them to fly over here. And then I think everything should be working. All right, just put the 2 drones down and configured these. Yep, you got the rubber. You got the motors. All right, I already know they're going to beat me over there. So I will see you back at the aluminum foundry. And we should be making the cooling things or whatever that one is. But the turbo motors, we're not going to be making those for a little while. So we're making 2.5 radio control units a minute. We've got, what, like 60 something there. So I don't know what that math is exactly. About 25 minutes. And, well, then it'll have to fill the dimensional depot up, I guess. I don't know what those stack to, but let's say less than an hour. And then the radio control units are start going over here. And, of course, the motors and the rubber's already here. This one's going to take a while, though. We are making 6 of these a minute. But we need 500 of them. Does it tell me what they stack to? I don't know, 100 or something. So yeah, 600. So that's like an hour and a half. So it'll probably be at least 90 minutes of letting the game run. I could do it differently, but no, I'm just going to let the dimensional depots fill up. So probably 90 minutes, and then they'll start to go over here and we'll start making the turbo motors. And I'm going to see, I want to make sure, I know I'm not making the 3 things in the top right there for the space elevator. I want to make sure though, am I making every single other thing? I think I am, but let me double check. Oh, we are not, well, we're not making empty fluid tanks. I don't know that I need those, but we're not making electromagnetic control rods, which are AI limiters and stators. I could definitely make that back at the main base. And I think that's it. Like I said, I'm not making the fluid tanks, but I don't need them. So let me go set this up at the medium factory. And then I'll see if I can make any of these, but I don't want to like drone a whole bunch of stuff back and forth. It'd be nice to like kind of get them going, but I'm not super worried about it. So looking at these electromagnetic control rods, just to make 4 a minute, I need 4 AI limiters. That's fine. I'm making 10 and I'm only using 1. So we have 9 AI limiters a minute free. So I could, make 2 of these. Like I could make 8 a minute. Stators, though, 6 a minute stators. We just did that last episode. Yeah, I'm only got 2.5 extra. But the thing is, like, stators are steel pipe and wire. I've got, where's the wire at? I've got 150 extra wire a minute. So that's plenty. And then steel pipes, I've still got like 100 steel pipes a minute. So we could definitely add on some more stators, which I guess we're about to do. I just did this. Yeah, why not? Let's make more stators. So I was gonna hook that stuff up, but we have no crystal oscillators, and yeah, that's not right. Let me fly upstairs because according to my chart here, we're making 4 crystal oscillators a minute, and I'm only using 1.5. So it definitely should not have run out. We're out of quartz. That should definitely not be a thing. I'm going to say at some point I disconnected something. Oh, we have no quartz here. The quartz train keeps going back and forth. I've seen it. Yeah. We have no quartz. There goes the quartz train. I've done something wrong. Okay. It's got to be over there at the quartz outpost then. Maybe I disconnected the power to it or something. Kind of makes me curious how long I've been out. Because there was obviously some crystal oscillators in that storage container because they went into the drone. And the drone does not, the 2 drone ports, like on this end and the other end, won't hold anywhere near as much. So I must have already been low. I'm guessing I used a bunch of them when I built the aluminum foundry, but I know these miners are connected to the train station, and the train has power, so unless I accidentally disconnected it or something, I mean, this was all working. I haven't been up here and done anything in a long time. It's completely full. What is happening? And where did the train go? You're completely full of quartz. Where's this train at? I just saw it leave. That's it right there, leaving. It's going back to the base. How did you get here and not quartz mining? I'm very confused. I'm gonna have to wait for it to come back. Okay, here it comes. Both of these, they have power and they're set to load. This thing should be, it's full. It was definitely working over there. Did somehow those stations get switched to like load instead of unload? Okay, well, we'll ride this back to the base. I guess I should have checked that. That's the only thing I can think is that those stations got flipped to load, but I don't know how I possibly would have done that. All right, let's fly over here. Oh, they're set to load. I don't know how that would have happened. I know this was working. I know it was 100% working. I never tore it down, I don't think. I mean, that was like episodes and episodes ago when I did these storage containers. I don't remember tearing the station down and rebuilding it, but I don't know. It's either some weird bug or I did it and didn't realize it. But that's been a long time ago. Like a long time ago that I would have messed with these. So I guess we just haven't been using that much quartz. And yeah. Just realizing that last episode when I got the extra screws, I brought it to here, but I didn't actually connect it. It needs to connect into those or connect... needs to do something. I don't remember what my plan was, but it wasn't bring the 700 something screws to here and not use them. Oops. I think I was going to merge them back in a couple spots. Yeah. All right, both of those are heading towards the production area. This is definitely why I changed the design 2 more times, just because it gets... This is just no. So when we go to do the large factory, I think I've got all these like little things figured out, and it should be a lot better. Do I have a hole in the floor? that is up and running, and it's just going to right here. Just consider this all temporary too, because I think the large factory is probably going to produce this in larger numbers, but we're making 8 electromagnetic control rods a minute, and we're good on the stators and AI limiters, so that's going into here. So I was just looking at the space elevator parts. So I think that's the only 3 things I'm not making. So one of them is supercomputers and adaptive control units. Supercomputers are right there, and adaptive control units are right there. So I could literally take that conveyor and this conveyor, and I could make this, the assembly directors. I think that makes sense. We could do that. This one takes the electromagnetic control rods right next to us in versatile framework, and versatile framework, I think, is on the floor below us. I don't think we're making that up here because I don't think that takes a manufacturer. And I should say 2 floors below us. Yeah, it's down 2 floors. We could make that one. That one wouldn't be too bad. The issue is then if I'm going to make those 2, it does me no good unless I make the third one. But the third one is going to take modular engines from this building, turbo motors, cooling systems, and fused modular frames from the other building, which means I would probably build this at the other building and just send some modular engines over there. It's going to be a while before we got the turbo motors going. And I mean, like, we need 500 of these, and we've got, that'll be easy. We need 500 of, 500 of these. So it's just the one that's the 250 would be at the other building. I mean, I guess we could start doing that. I could definitely hook this one up, like, super quick and dirty. Super quick. This is relying on... There's no inventory, right? Like, this is just relying on this thing can make half a minute. And this needs 1.5, so okay. So that means we need a quarter of a supercomputer a minute, which I think is okay, because that's, we're making half, so... okay with that too. Did not put the splitter the right way. They never go down the right way. That'll get us some assembly directors, not very many, but hey. And that's going to use all of our adaptive control units, which shouldn't really matter. Shouldn't really matter. Oh, that's going to use all my automated wiring though. I don't think that matters either, actually. I think that should be fine. Yeah. And then, so that's that one. So then the other one, I need versatile frameworks from 2 floors below. Let me see if I can round that up. That was actually fairly simple because I just need it right here and they're actually just right there. So I got that. Now I don't know. We need 2.5. How many are we making? Where's the Excel file? Versatile frameworks. Okay, we're making 4.5. So that's actually fine. So you can have that, and you could easily have 1 electromagnetic control rod because we're going to be making 8. This isn't going to do anything for a while until it starts making the control rods in enough number to fill up the dimensional depot. And I could, like, disconnect this and do it in the other order, however, to make it come out the bottom first, but I really don't care. So that's those 2. So then to make the last one, I would need to send modular engines to the other building, and we're only making 1 modular engine a minute. Yeah, so I would need this to be, it's 40%. Okay, so then we would need 0.4 turbo motors, 1.2 cooling systems, 0.4. Yeah, so we could do that at the other building. So I need to get the modular engines to the roof. I just realized I was thinking that cube up there in the top right was the fused modular frame. And I'm like, oh, wait a minute. That's not a space elevator part, though. And, oh, why that's slightly off. I don't care. Yeah, then I looked and it's nuclear pasta. And I'm like, oh, wait a minute. I don't have that unlocked. Yeah, so I need to unlock this, which I don't think we have. We definitely have the modular frames, but I don't know. We don't have the turbo motors yet, and we don't have this yet. So that'll unlock the nuclear pasta. So we're making 3 out of the 4, but this one only is 100, right? So that one's not too bad. We're actually making 2 out of the 4. We're going to make 3 out of the 4 in a second. Yeah, I can't unlock this yet. That'll be That'll be a bit. How many turbo motors I got? Yeah, I've only got 12, so that's definitely not happening. And then the cooling things. Oh, we're good on the cooling ones. All right, let me go back to the aluminum foundry, and then we'll start building the third of the space elevator parts. I definitely mathed this wrong because I plan to use 2.5 computers over here and the one crystal oscillator, which only makes 2.5 of the radio control units. And this thing actually needs 3.75. But that's not, it's not run out yet because I also need 7.5 cooling systems. And I'm only making 6. And I think maybe I could support getting that to the 7.5, but yeah, the radio control units, because I only sent over 7.5 motors. I don't know, I just didn't math that properly. I guess it doesn't really matter. We could just underclock it or let it just run out of cooling systems. I don't really care. So I've got, this is just going to be really ugly. This is going to be this. You need modular engines, which is that. You need turbo motors, which is that. You need the cooling system, which is that, which is another split. We don't have enough, and we're going to split it again. And fuse modular frames, which are over there. Yeah, I'm just going to just real ugly hook this up. And there definitely won't be enough. I mean, there's not enough for the turbo motors, so there's definitely not going to be enough for this. But, you know, when the turbo motors backs up, it can make these. I don't really care. I'm not in a big hurry. I'm actually going to put a smart splitter here. And I'm going to set the right side to any. And then the left side to overflow. Yeah, I'm good with that. So I wanted to send everything for turbo motors. When the turbo motors back up, okay, then you can send some stuff over here because it's going to use turbo motors. So I don't want to send stuff here and then what little turbo motors I make end up getting used. So I think that'll kind of throttle this down quite a bit. And then, yeah, modular engines from the roof, turbo motors, the cooling system. And then I need the fuse modular frames from way off yonder. Oh, they're not way off. They're just right here. Whatever. All right, like I was saying, I'm not going to put this here. That's going to be none. The center is going to be overflow. And conveyor belt's too steep. Say what now? I don't know why it does that sometimes with straight, where it's like, nah, that's 100% straight, but whatever. Anyways. Now that one is a little janky, but that one looks fine. I don't care. It's all temporary. It's all temporary. So that's fine. We got plenty of fuse modular frames, and that's only going to use one, even if it got that high. So yeah, the cooling systems won't come in until we're done with the turbo motors. The turbo motors aren't going to come in until they back up. And then the modular engines, I just need a drone. I don't know if I can just put a drone on all the other ones. I've built the drone on the other side. I don't think it's going to matter. I'm going to try to just put a drone on this side, I guess. It could matter in certain circumstances, but I don't think I have one. So I think it doesn't matter. I guess I should say there's no fuel here. So that is a bit of a problem, but that's why we have everything on the dimensional depot. That should... No, because it doesn't have... The other one's set to come here. This one isn't set to go there. Yeah. See, and I don't want that. Yeah, I need to build the drone on the other end. I did put 100 fuel in here just as an experiment, and yeah, it hasn't used it yet, but... Okay, fine. Go all the way back and build a freaking drone over there. I'm just throwing this away. I don't care. I was just thinking like, wait a minute, summer sloops. Okay, so I'm not making enough of these. So this is going to give me 12 cooling systems a minute. This needs 7.5, and this needs 3. So that's 10, and I'm making 12. So that's good on the cooling systems. My other issue is I'm going to need more radio control units, 3.75, because we're only making 2.5. I've got 2 more. 3.75. 3.75. That's exactly enough. If I had 1 or 2 more sloops, that would help. That should make it to where we're actually making the 1.875. The cooling system should back up, and they should start to go into here. And then about half our turbo motors should start to go into here. So we should start making both of them. I need a couple more summer sloops. I don't have to, I guess. I don't have to. It's just, if I want this to go up, I need some more. And yeah. Let me wait till daytime and then go find a couple more summer sloops. That would help tremendously, I think, speed this up. Because I do want to unlock the nuclear pasta. And I need the turbo motors, because I got to get to 50. Oh, we're at 50. Yeah. Well, let me find some summer sloops, and then we'll go back and unlock that. Okay, I found one behind a waterfall, and then found this one up a tree. So I just needed 2. That's 2. Let's go back to base. Where's the space elevator? Oh, right there. Yes. And we're going to have better fuel and stuff, but I'm going to keep using the liquid biofuel for the jetpack just because it gives me such a long flight time, even though the other ones are faster. All right, got everything we need there, which I kind of already did. It was mainly just waiting on the turbo motors. There we go. Jeez. All I wanted to do was see the freaking recipe. So nuclear pasta is just copper powder and just pressure conversion cube. Okay. And that's in the assembler. Which is going to be 2 radio control units and then fused modular frames. All right, so I can start making these at the aluminum foundry. That gets me 1. And which is more than enough. More than enough. And then we would need a bunch of copper powder. I don't care. Like, I just kind of want to get the pasta going. I want to kind of be producing it. I don't care how slow it is. So let's go back to the foundry and we'll set this up. And I should be fine on that. I should be fine to like run this. And then, yeah, I know that's going to take a huge amount of power. Yeah, it's going to take a lot of power. Just remember, it's all temporary. It's all temporary. So I'm bringing the fused modular frames over to here. And then the cooling or radio control units are here. Even with the 2 more of these, I'm only making 5, but I need 3.75 here, which leaves me 1.25. And this needed 2, so I turned it down. So it only needs 1.2. That's going to give us 0.6, but that's fine because the other thing needs, I think, 0.5. So now I need this giant thing, which I hope fits in here. I mean, you know, like, if we turned it, you turned it and you were strategic about it. Yeah, that fits. Should the large factory... Should the large factory be 10 floors tall? I don't really want to. Don't really want to. All right, so we're going to come out of that. So I want to actually move this back this way some. Right there. That clipping anything? I mean, it's just barely clipping that, but that's fine. It's temporary. Nuclear pasta. Yeah, so that needs 0.5 and we're making 0.6, so I can hook this up. Now, I don't know how much. I know this thing can draw a tremendous amount of power. 1,500 megawatts, I think will be fine. I believe. I need a bunch of copper powder, though. So we need to bring more copper in, and we need to make it into powder. So I need 200 copper powder. No. I need 100 copper powder a minute. I need 100 a minute. Okay, let me figure that out. So I need 600 copper ingots. That seems excessive. That seems excessive. I need 600 copper ingots to make 100 copper powder. We don't have to make it at that rate. We could clock this at 50%. I'd be fine with that. And then the pressure conversion cubes would actually build up a little more. So I need 300 copper ingots a minute. Okay. I can do that. So we're doing 350 copper ingots a minute, so I need to go to 650. I don't know if I can do that off that one node. I might be able to. Yeah, that's fine, because this is a pure node, so 650 a minute. This obviously needs to be a Mark V belt now. Let me upgrade that. I'm glad I connected to the pure node and not the normal node. So let me upgrade these, and then we'll have to upgrade the smelters. I'm trying to hook this up, and I'm getting kind of annoyed. You'll hear it. Now you're not going to do it. I sent this thing over here, and self-driving... There it is. Self-driving was on, but it was just to come here. It didn't have any other thing. And every 30 seconds, it honks its horn. Honk. 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 Like, okay, shut up. You don't have anywhere else to go. You're supposed to honk when you leave, and you're not leaving. So, okay. I was trying to finish, but I literally couldn't finish. All right, let me finish hooking these up. And there comes some copper powder. We'll see how much power this thing really draws. Because in my mind, I thought it got up more than 1,500, but maybe that's on a different recipe. I only need 50 a minute. So a Mark III should be fast enough. Maybe I should have made it a Mark IV, but I mean, it's only 50 a minute, so it shouldn't matter. I think once that's... I'm just going to wait. But I think once that's going, I'm pretty sure I'm making everything I can possibly make other than those bottles. Yeah, we're not making empty fluid tanks, which is what? Aluminum ingots. And I have all of the aluminum ingots go into something, so... I don't know how I would do that, but we're making that, we're making that. Obviously, we're not making the nuclear stuff, right? Because that's going to take plutonium pellets. And yeah, I'm obviously not trying to make the actual nuclear stuff. I'm waiting on this thing to balance out, too. Because we should have 650, which we do. This should be 390. Yeah, so then that's 260. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Let's go wait for this thing to spin up. Oh, it's starting up now, actually. Probably should put a storage thing. How much power are we drawing? Oh. Yeah. It's literally drawing from the batteries. Yeah. That's fine. And it might work out that that's enough. The thing is, I still have a bunch of aluminum downstairs. No. Yeah, downstairs. I still have a ton of the casings and alcad sheets just going into sinks. And I only did that to test. I have no reason to do that right now, especially if power's an issue. So let's go downstairs. Because it shouldn't matter. This will all just back up. But let's go down here And I'm just going to, I guess, just cut the power. And then we'll cut the power to that one. And that's going to save us a tremendous amount of electricity. I just wanted everything to run continuously and make sure that it was all good, and it seems to be. Now, if I had more power, sure, we could just let everything run. I wanted the medium factory to run too, but if you don't have power, you don't have power. All right, let's see what that does in a few minutes. I'm just monitoring things down here. Things are definitely starting to back up now that the sinks are off. All of these constructors are off. Most of these are off. There's still a few going. A few of these are running, but most of them are off. Then all the ingots are backing up, and then the scrap is backing up. So now the scrap's starting to back up over here, and like this one's full, so this refinery's off. So then these should start to fill up. Yep. And then when those fill up, then when this one fills with solution, then the whole thing will shut off. I mean, a few of them are going to run because we're still using some, but I think I've got this designed so that it can all back up and fill up. But the moment it starts up, the moment it calls for something and starts to call scrap out of here, the water should immediately go out, right? And so like you should be able to back it all up and then start it again, and it should start fine. You shouldn't have to mess with it. At least that's the way I try to design it. So I guess this is good that we're going to run it this way, but that should cut down on the power significantly once all that turns off. I'm just going to run back upstairs and check that again. But I also, when I was looking at that 1500, that's before I underclocked it. After I underclocked it and it completed a cycle, it's only 600. So that's not bad. That plus, no, it's the wrong floor. That plus the, shutting all those other machines off. And like these are going to back up too, and these will shut off. And a bunch of these will shut off because we're not going to use, well, no, because we're still using, well, we're not going to use the copper for the AlCAD sheets, right? So then some of that's going to back up. And yeah, a lot of things are going to back up. So they're starting to go into here. So it's just that we don't have turbo motors going into there yet. And they're already up. Yeah, it's already up to 77. So, you know, that'll take an hour or two. And then we'll be making the thermal propulsion rockets. That's the only thing that's not getting made yet. And what are we making here? The nuclear pasta? Yeah, I've already made 3 of them. Where's my power? Yeah, see, now the power's dropped down considerably. Even with the batteries, it was still fine. So I'm glad we had the batteries there, but that'll be good, and it'll continue to shut off. All right, so I think we'll call it an episode there. I'm pretty sure, and I did go ahead and hook the canisters up upstairs since I had all those extra aluminum ingots. I don't think I need them, but I'm pretty sure right now every single thing that I can make, I'm making, other than the stuff for nuclear that's, you know, I need for nuclear fuel, and, you know, because I'm not doing nuclear yet. So I think we're making everything we can, and we're making all the space elevator parts. Yeah, this one's not going to start making for a while, but that's fine. So we've got it all wrapped up. I'm calling a lot of this temporary. It'll get kind of redone in the large factory. But the next thing we're going to do next episode is talk about rocket fuel, because now I need to get my power significantly up so that all of this can run and the large factory can run, especially when you start looking at how much power these things take. And, you know, we're going to have several of them. So I will see you guys next time.